Greetings one and all, how's everyone doing? I hope well. Just at the park today because I saw a Facebook question that I thought I could answer, and that is making fire in wet conditions. Now, it's not wet today. It's actually a really nice day today, but you know, the basic principles still follow, so we're going to get to it. I'm just debating if I'm going to do lunch or not today. I don't know yet. I might just do this video, do something else, and then move on. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Okay, so something like this, in terms of fire making, is gold. And you know what it is? It's all up in the air. It is dry as a bone because it's been getting wind blown, and it's been getting and it's actually in direct sunlight, even though it's probably only about 40, mid 40s maybe. Actually, my phone will tell me. My phone says, come on. Like, you can't just display the weather, it's got to be a douche. Well, actually it says 48, so it's warmer than I thought. Yeah, so it's a warm day. It's a dry day because we've had a couple of days of non-rain, but also it gets cold at night though. It's been freezing at night. Been about 25, if I can learn how to speak. But you know, it's noon. It's about 11:20 right now. So this has been sitting all day in the sunshine and in the breeze blowing by it. So it's just, you can hear that snap. So this is the best stuff to make fire with, in my opinion. So let's hack that down and proceed to the next step. Let's see. Okay, so here's the stages of fuel. You want to go with really small. I'm really hoping the sun isn't going to mess me up. But nice small twigs that will take. Okay? And then from there you want to have a bit bigger fuel, like sticks. And then much larger fuel, like these bigger sticks. This stuff here. These are good sized fuel. Okay, when it's wet, you want to put down a fire lay, which is just, I literally went over, picked this up off the ground. It was standing up, but I could see in here, and if you put it to your face, it doesn't feel cold, so I know this is dry. This would be a decent fire lay, because I'm not trying to burn this. I'm just trying to elevate what was going to be your fire up off the wet ground. I know the ground is wet because I kicked away all the leaves. This is where I did my one tiger stove video. Now on a wet day, I've actually put down a layer a layer down that's wet, and I put dry on top of that, and then lit my fire because I let the heat above dry what's underneath. So think of it like if you put down like a cotton bandana on the ground, well, the cotton bandana will soak up moisture, just like your firewood will. So fire lay, which is a mistake I've made, I just put the firewood down, started lighting it, and then my fire petered out. So, in fact, just to show you, This is the part that was sticking up out of the ground. It was upright. See, this part here is dry, but the end here is all wet because it was actually sticking up like this. I just grabbed it, but I could make a fire with that. So, okay, so this is one of my many fire kits. You know, I got a striker in here, lighter in here, ferro rod in here. One of the man-made fire starters I told you about. This is a zip fire starter. Always goes in there. Some jute twine, cotton balls, and matches. I have no problem using matches. There's nothing wrong with matches. That's what, 1, 2, 3. 3 ways to make fire. And 3 tinder sources, all in this one little pouch. So, and I have all kinds of confidence I could get a fire going with this. Now, keeping it going depends on how many mistakes I made. Not prepping your fuel enough, not rushing, skipping steps. All those things can kill your fire. Ask me how I know. So. Alright, so is one of those fire starters better than the other? I would say, in all honesty, from my personal viewpoint, is no. Reason is, ferro rod works just as well as matches in my opinion, because I use them both from time to time, so I'm practiced with both of them, and it really just comes down to practice. If you go out with a ferro rod and that's all you use, and you're well practiced with the ferro rod, you're probably not going to have any problem. I like to mix it up. Sometimes I use a lighter, sometimes I use a match, sometimes I want to start using flint and steel more this year. But I'm not going to rely on it until I practice with it. I can bring it along in another extra little bag, set up my camp, get my fire going, set up your shelter, and then practice. You have all evening to practice, which is something I'm going to work on, because honestly, there have been times when I go to camp and I'll be sitting there and I get bored, and I'm like, I don't have anything to do, and then I end up going home because boredom brings down morale. So by bringing stuff like fire steels and whatnot, I can get a little fire going, make some char, give me something to do, practice with my practice with my fire making. Go around and look for things I can make bird nests out of. Break them down, process them. Hit him with a ferro rod. Doesn't work. Okay, maybe. Which pocket is it? I've been trying to bring out a. Of course, it never wants to come out. I've been trying to bring a notepad with me and a pen. Take some notes. If you know what tree it is, write it down. Or take a picture of the tree. You can do that, or get a book, or all 3. I've actually got a tree book at home, and I keep forgetting to bring it with me. I need to put it out with my stuff. This tree is this. Take a picture of the bark, the leaves, the ferns, all the details. Write them down in your notepad, or get a Write in the Rain if you want. These are cheap. I get like a 3-pack for $1. Go to the dollar store and just get like a 3-pack for $1. Because you run it to the washing machine like I've done repeatedly, then you're like, I cuss, and then I'm like, oh, damn it, I left the notepad in there. You don't have to worry about it if it's Write in the Rain, because it's probably not going to be destroyed, but, it is what it is. So, do a little research, like this is this tree, this is that tree. This bark is great for fire starting, this bark is great for fire starting. I've used, quick look around. There is a maple tree back here. I've had some success with the bark, the inner bark. Pine tree here, a cedar over here, a cedar right here. I've seen people scrape the bark down and make a little bird nest with it. Don't have a lot of cedar trees out in the national forest. Wow, those kids are loud. It must be lunchtime for them. But yeah, just get out and practice. Alright, so I don't think I'm going to be lighting this. Mainly because it's just a park, and I don't know about making fire. If I had a stove, it'd be a different story. I'm a little nervous about it. Someone's seen the smoke, calling the authorities. Even if I just get a ticket. I wasn't going to go to the National Forest, in all honesty, but I didn't bring an outer layer with me, and there was a lot of snow, and it was just walking from the car and just up the road a little bit. My hands like got cold, and I got chilled to the bone. I had no outer layer on to keep me, warm. But I'm gonna, as soon as I'm able to, I'm gonna get out in the National Forest and make an actual fire. But at least I'll lay a foundation work for this. And wow, those kids are noisy. Dang. Distracting. Yeah, that's another thing too. Those kids out there might see the smoke. Go, hey, there's smoke over there. Teacher, teacher. Maybe I'm just being paranoid, but